seeing who's going to make it to that finals with the +1 advantage. It's actually been a while since we had double limb in GPO, I think.
Yeah, we've been kind of lucky these past couple of weeks. We have had enough for a single limb, but not this week. Now we are going back to how it was back in the day. You know, we've got Oreo, we've got Azure, we've got some of our Aussies, and now we've got that double limb.
That we do. Who's going to be the first player to avoid that lower bracket? Who's it going to be? It's going to be our Vietnamese Zerg player, MeomaikA, or our Hong Kong Zerg player, GogojOey. As we spawn onto Pillars of Gold, LE, holding up the rest of the current map pool, also LE. In the bottom left-hand corner map, spawning all the way in the bottom left-hand corner, the Blues player coming down from the land of Hong Kong. He is currently looking for a team, so, you know, anyone want to pick up team owners, give him a little phone call there. Intensity. I know you've been on a picking up players streak recently. Yeah, you might want to give him a bit of phone call there. He is GogojOey.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Pillars of Gold LE, we have the Vietnamese Zerg player, the Red Zerg, arguably the best Zerg player in all of Southeast Asia, representing his new team Intensity Esports. It is MeomaikA.
Back to familiar territory we are. We had some, of course, we've been watching Oreo throughout the broadcast so far, just trying to see his return, how he's adapted to the current meta since this break. But now this is a much more familiar match. I think we kind of know what to expect here coming out from these players. Played against each other so much in the past year.
Yep. We expect, if it's Ling Bane, MeomaikA is going to trade horribly.
Yeah.
We expect if things head into Roach Ravager like MeomaikA, he can do things a little bit more unexpected. We can see mutas in this series as well. I believe we've even had muta versus muta fairly recently between these two. So I'm excited.
Yeah. I'm rolling the dice. Getting a bingo card ready.
It's become our new rivalry. Back in the day, it was Azure versus Demi. In 2020, 100% it was MeomaikA and GogojOey. 2021, we're still in the beginnings of the year. You know, we haven't really established where everyone is right now. For the most part, we can for sure say that MeomaikA still is pretty dominant, but you know, who knows? You know, maybe someone like GogojOey can step up a little bit this year, can study his opponent because they've been playing each other so much, so long. Maybe he's figured them out.
I think the main rivalry for 2021, you know what it's going to be like. It's Southeast Asia versus Latin America. It's Darking versus Demi is what it is.
I hope so. We've already had more than what I thought. Like it started off with MeomaikA versus Cham, and then we've had Starduck dive in as well. Like it's great. It's beautiful. Speaking of beautiful,
and that's why we have Cranky for Espanol. If you want to spam that in the chat. But yeah, very quick layer coming up from GogojOey. Kind of expect this from MeomaikA, but we'll see what this is for. I imagine roach speed.
Oh, he's pulling an Oreo.
Yes, that +1 melee. He absorbed Oreo's brain essence after beating him.
He sucked his youth juice dry, and now GogojOey is going for that Spire, going to be going for those Mutalisks. Meanwhile, we'll see how MeomaikA can respond to this. We'll see if he can somehow scout, as he's been quite aggressive with his queens. It's kind of what he's been known for. He himself is also going for his lair.
Yep, but okay, just about as many gases being taken over here. I would kind of be surprised if MeomaikA decides to go into Mutas here. I feel like he's not so much a player who rushes into Mutas. He much prefers to, you know, pull more of a Demi and start off with a couple of roaches and then switch into the Spire.
Yeah, that is a little bit more of what he's accustomed to, and I would assume that's what he's going for, just because there are no Evo chambers from MeomaikA, so he's not investing into like +1 for his roaches or anything like that. So the thing that makes the most sense to me is also Aspire, because he does also have his 4 gases. Mate, we could see Muta versus Muta again.
I cannot wait. Who is going to be the player with the better magic box? Who is going to be the player who first decides, you know what? I can't win the Muta fight, so I'm just going to make a heck of a lot of lings and march across the map that way.
There it is.
Fire coming out from MeomaikA.
Yeah.
You'll love to see it.
Aye. Mutalist versus Mutalist. So obviously, GogojOey will have the Mutalist advantage. He should also have the upgrade advantage. We'll see if he starts up his upgrades ASAP. So it's going to be on MeomaikA to be a little bit more defensive to begin with, as there it is, 6 Mutas are on the way.
Yeah, that's pretty much what GogojOey is spending his gas on at the moment. Not really prioritizing upgrades yet. MeomaikA really needs to scout this. He needs to pull a GogojOey is what he needs to do. 2 lings that just pull every single Muta back home. Oh!
He's gonna get in!
Here, break in! And MeomaikA does see the Mutalist right as they hatch. Should have just enough time to get a couple of spores up back at home, but he needs to get them now.
Yeah, they are on the way. 1 spore for each mineral line, but all the... Oh no, the queens! No!
Caught out right in the middle of the map here. Lings pinning them to the floor.
Aye. Meanwhile, we do have the lings of GogojOey diving straight into the main base as well. They get us around.
Immediately another queen is going down. GogojOey. He's kind of queen killer this match.
Oh,
He's not getting as much damage over here, but there are still a lot of overlords that are in a bit of an awkward position right here for MeomaikA rather. GogojOey can still get a lot done, but here comes the counter attack from MeomaikA.
Wow, he actually snuck his roaches all around the map, and I didn't think they would be able to find too much damage, but they kill a queen, and now they're looking to bust into the natural. More importantly, they force all the Mutalists back home.
And here come more and more ling reinforcements for MeomaikA over here. The ling's just about dealt with by the Mutalist, but funnily enough, MeomaikA with roaches. Seeing more drone kills than GogojOey did with Mutalists.
12 HP, that queen just manages to survive, and now the Mutas are out for MeomaikA. He does have the Muta deficit at the moment. Oh, never mind, they are equal, 13 versus 13.
Who's gonna have the better magic box? Who's gonna clump up their Mutas mistakenly and fall to a bunch of splash damage? At the moment, despite the supply being even, GogojOey at this position has more, but that's because MeomaikA was just drawing GogojOey to a false sense of security, completely surrounding the Mutas of his opponent. And look at that splash damage hit light. GogojOey, he clumped up his Mutas just a little bit too much.
That he did. Not just that, but GogojOey, a lot of his Mutas were on the way. They were all in the center of the map. Meanwhile, MeomaikA had that defender's advantage. The Mutalists were whooping out just straight into battle, basically, for MeomaikA. He takes the fight, and he takes the Muta lead.
I'm so impressed with how tactical MeomaikA is being this game. And he knew that he couldn't really deal with the Mutas back at home, or rather he knew he could deal with the Mutas back at home, so he just sent the roaches across the map. He knew that he could deal with the Mutas of GogojOey with his own, but he needed to draw him into a false sense of security, so to speak. He needed to make use of his defender's advantage, so just drew the majority of GogojOey's forces into a bit of a trap there.
I feel arguably you may be giving him
pretty scary.
You may be giving him too much credit.
I might be.
There's a lot of what you just said where you're like, he knew that this would happen. I don't know if that's true.
It's possible. It's possible that he didn't.
It's
but
possible.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It worked out for him.
It did. To be fair, it did. He rolled the dice, he gambled, and now he's ahead in the Mutalist count. Ooh, massive ling run by at the third base of MeomaikA. MeomaikA, undeterred, does not turn around with his lings.
This goes straight for the victory here. Well, potentially the victory. I meant was he was going straight for the throat, draws the Mutalist from GogojOey back. There's not a lot to contest with the Zerglings of GogojOey. Will lose the third base. Did not think that was going to happen.
I didn't think so either. Like, I thought the Mutalists went back home to defend, but it seemed like they were kind of busy in the center of the map, and now MeomaikA is down to 2 bases. To be fair, he still has a massive Muta lead. I feel like GogojOey, he may have made a mistake because he's forcing MeomaikA to attack, and I don't know if GogojOey can defend.
Not quite. I believe he made 1 Corruptor, but I'm thinking that's more of a mistake there. That might be make a Corruptor seal to Mutas, but unfortunately does not have what he needs. The Queens will try to transfuse as much as he can, but they do not have enough. GogojOey has the defender's advantage, but still taking a long time for his units to get in position. GG's call. MeomaikA going to be taking game number 1. And now if this was somebody like Ender or another opponent, I would say, man, he knew exactly what he had to do. That's MeomaikA, so, you know, you have to have a little bit of doubt there.
Oof. GG.
Anyway, it worked out for him. Well played.
It definitely did. Like, what a game. Like, things were looking really good for GogojOey to begin with, and then suddenly things swung in MeomaikA's favor. Just that Roach counterattack was so impressive by MeomaikA.
And with that felt like a bit of the beginning at the end there. GogojOey, there were definitely a couple of points in the game where he could have done certain things to sort of swing the favor back to his position, but MeomaikA was not letting that happen. He just maintained his position.
Oof, that he did. As I'll make the lobby. It's so good, so good. I got you. Okay,
all right.
As we are getting set up for game number 2.
Yeah, this time on Def Aura. A little bit of an update in the lower bracket. There is going to be that rematch, Oreo versus Starduck, as unfortunately Beastork AFK for a little bit too long, missed the walkover period. Going to be pretty interesting, though. They're going to be playing on Oxide, so hard for me to really call. I want to favor Oreo a little bit there, but I feel like Starduck also has been looking at the replays of those previous games while he was waiting for his opponent, so might have realized, oh, I need to scout more. That's what I need to do, or something along those lines to show he's cooking something up. So a bit unfortunate that we're not going to be casting it live. However, I will say this, Light, and actually no, I will say this, viewers. Wait, what?
What are you saying?
I will say this, viewers. Yeah, subscribe. Correctly, Ducklings over here on Twitch, and also potentially exclamation mark Patreon in the chat. We'll get you replay packs. You'll be able to know what entirely happened there.
Not just that, but also a couple of people have been flaunting it in the chat. If you subscribe, we have brand new emotes. We have a platypus shaking its head, and we also have Papi himself. We have Cranky for Espanol, a duckling with a beautiful sombrero.
An Argentinian sombrero to be precise, but we're going to be continuing on our series over here. Def Aura LE. We're in the top left-hand corner of the map, spawning all the way to the top left-hand corner. The red Zerg player coming down from the land of Vietnam. He is going to be representing his newest team as a recent pickup, that being Intensity Gaming. It's not Intensity Esports, right? It's
Esports.
Gaming. It was one or the other. I was sure it was one or the other. Intensity Esports, and man, he's been playing pretty intensely. I will say he is MeomaikA.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Death Aura LE, we have the blue Zerg player hailing from the land of Hong Kong, currently teamless. It's crazy he deserves to be on a team. He is GogojOey.
Oh boy, and interesting that this is GogojOey's pick. I guess he is probably the player to pick Def Aura the most out of our player pool.
Oh yeah,
potentially. Them a little too lazy to look into the stats of that, but it feels like every time we broadcast GogojOey, then Def Aura or Submarine, it's one or the other that he tends to pick.
Yeah, typically we do see like some of his favorites come out for GogojOey, and Death Aura is coming out for him in game number 2. We'll see what he has in store for us. Again, like it's such a treat. We don't get to see it too often. Every now and then, like every 10 or so series, maybe once every couple of months, we get that Muta versus Muta. It's always a treat when it does happen. Doesn't happen enough.
Yeah, I miss the days of early 2018, where that was the meta for ZvZ.
Mm-hmm.
Then the Mutas got a little too powerful, you know? Ended up buffing the counters, and is there a little bit of lag?
Yeah, it wasn't just the Muta. A lot of it was also, like, if you remember, like, the Hydralisk got buffed as well, which is why it became more of a staple in a lot of the matchups. And then, of course, for a while, there were a lot of players who would try and rush to Lurkers, which because that was happening, then more Roach play was happening as well to stop that. So, yeah, we've had some evolution in the ZvZ meta over time. Ooh, and we do see a bit of a difference here. MeomaikA sneaking out that Baneling Nest and making a wave of 16 Lings.
MeomaikA going to be the player to initiate Ling Bane here. All right, I dig it, especially because GogojOey decided not to get a Baneling Nest of his own.
You say initiate.
There's a little bit less that MeomaikA has to micro here.
Yeah, he's just straight up lane flooding. He cut Walkers at 26. A really bold move, and this does get spotted in the center of the map by GogojOey. See, immediately he goes for a full wall off.
And not much that MeomaikA can really do, but he made so many links that he did get that Baneling Nest, so he's going to try to make something out of it. Potentially bust on through, can connect with enough. Ideally, he'd like to connect with Queens if that's what's making up the wall, but I do believe this is a full wall from GogojOey. No, canceled. It's Queens. He canceled.
He canceled the wall. No, he's okay. Nice. He's able to focus down some of these Banelings, but he's going to get surrounded by the Lings.
They are so fast on creep, these Lings are, and immediately a good number of these Roaches are going to go down. Baneling Bust denies the +1 weapons here for GogojOey, and more importantly, he has so much surface area that he needs to take advantage of. Now he's slipped in, and this is looking terrifying right now. GogojOey, he's trying to drone drill as much as he can, make use of whatever workers he's got, but MeomaikA continue to flood in Ling after Ling after Ling. Looks like GogojOey's gonna hold this, but loses 9 of his drones.
That he does. A really smart decision there as well. As all that was happening, GogojOey actually transfused the Roach Warner and kept it alive. It was so close to going down, just like that Evo Chamber. So because it stayed alive, Roach Speed actually finished. He can continue to pump out Roaches, and because Roach Speed is done, he can potentially go for a counterattack.
Which he's looking to do with his Nidus.
Which you don't necessarily need Roach Speed for, but you know what? He's going for it anyway.
I mean, yeah, you may as well make some a little bit better to micro. You can start kiting a little bit more effectively. If Roach Speed, I mean, it's still a pretty useful upgrade, even if you're not marching them across the map. But we're going to be keeping our eyes on MeomaikA here. How is he going to defend against this? Because, I mean, GogojOey doesn't have to pump the Nidus out right behind enemy lines. So there we go. And he's in fact going to be putting the Nidus right outside MeomaikA's bases. Yeah,
and I was about to say, MeomaikA, the Roach Warren is not done yet. He doesn't have any Roaches whatsoever. He has a Spine, but the Spine is at the natural, not at the third. And now the Roaches, they're going to be coming out. And what is there to stop them? 2 Queens.
2 Queens and the round of a... What are you doing, MeomaikA? Why are you injecting? You want to be transfusing?
Oh my god, it doesn't even matter. The Lings, they wrap around.
Yeah, that might be just enough. Not enough Roaches here for GogojOey. Came out in time. Now it's starting to be a bit of a different story. Seems like GogojOey wanted to do a little bit of multi-prong. He marched a couple of Roaches across the map, and then he sent the rest through Nidus. Didn't quite work out for him, but now that he's been able to regroup and consolidate his forces, should have enough to at least take out the third base here.
At least take out the third, at most end the game, because he's pushing on forward. There are not enough Lings to get us around on these Roaches, and I agree. I was surprised by how few Roaches came out of the initial Nidus, and that's because he didn't have all his Roaches in there. But Roaches are just barely coming up for MeomaikA. Is it going to be enough?
just about getting a little bit of a surround here. MeomaikA is. GogojOey did finish +1 range though. And while it's not the most important upgrade here in a Roach v Roach scenario, it definitely helps when you're, equal in terms of the position or in terms of the numbers.
That it does. The third did go down, and GogojOey is trading more favorably. GG gets called.
And there you have it. If only the Roach run went down earlier on, we wouldn't be getting our ace match. But I tell you what, we're getting our ace match.
We are
exciting to see.
We are tied up 1-1. As a reminder, this isn't the grand finals. This is the upper bracket finals, so this is not a best of 5. This is a best of 3.
And the winner of this will be going to the grand finals. So not just that, they also have a little bit of an advantage there. +1, meaning they only have to win 2 games, whereas their opponent will have to win 3.
Exactly. Oh my god.
And here we have it, MeomaikA. He's giving us what we want to see. He's putting the fans first.
That he is. Everyone, fanfare in the chat as we are going to be getting into Submarine.
Ellie. The Ellie Submarine that we all live in. I just remembered, I don't think we can do it now, but we had a Spanish intro.
We do have a Spanish intro, if you recall. It's up to you. Do you wish to save it for the grand finals or for the lower bracket finals?
We can do it for one of the finals there. You know what? Whichever has. Let's see if we have downtime for the lower before we get into the lower bracket finals. If we do, then that gives me a little bit of time to prepare something. Otherwise, then we'll just do it. Just get it prepared in the break before the grand finals.
True. As a reminder, we will have a 5-minute break before the grand finals, and that will give us enough time to get a Spanish intro ready, worthy for the people, for our new emote.
Yeah, more importantly, gives you the opportunity to watch one of these duct tapes that Vortex prepared.
That it does.
I'm hoping it's the recent one. I feel like that'd be the most appropriate for the current emote. But we'll see what we have. What production decides to give us. Production, of course, being late. As we conclude this upper bracket finals on Submarine LE. We all live in the LE Submarine. The LE Submarine. The LE Submarine. And you know what? Some must thrive in it. Such as our player in the top left-hand corner map, spawning all the way in the top left-hand corner map, going for the 12 pool. He is our red zone player from Vietnam, representing Intensity Sports. He is the cat himself. He is... Looking to conclude this, I gotta tell you, he is MeomaikA.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Submarine LE, we have the blue Zerg player hailing from the land of Hong Kong, getting 12 pulled. We have GogojOey.
My breath is so held.
Here we go. We have 6 links
right now.
We have 6 links on the way. What's interesting is that GogojOey went for a very economic base opening. He went for a hatch gas pool here. So best case scenario for MeomaikA to maybe deal some economic damage as he's going across the map with 6 links, making another 2 behind this as well.
And a dream.
4 actually.
This is going to be a straight up link flood. MeomaikA will be getting a natural behind this. But that's more of insurance, right? That's just in case MeomaikA isn't able to kill GogojOey here. He's definitely just looking for opportunities, and as you said, best case scenario for MeomaikA, he just straight up kills GogojOey, who went for that economic opener. GogojOey really gonna have to be testing out his defensive micro capabilities.
He definitely should, as the Lings are here already chipping away at the natural. We do have 2 queens and a couple of Lings on the way, but the natural is already losing health. We're gonna have to see a drone pool. There it is.
How well is it gonna do immediately? A couple of these drones getting surrounded. Not all what you want. You want it to be the other way around if you're GogojOey.
Oh, that you do. The Lings are popping out. GogojOey already lost 1 drone, but 1 drone isn't the biggest of deals. Always forced to fight even more.
Might lose even more. Really good surround here for MeomaikA, and that's 6 drones. Less than ideal here for GogojOey.
Oh my god, that was not the drone micro you were looking for. The queen gets surrounded.
Pinned to the hatchery. Buys a little bit of time for the drones to come in, but not a lot they can do either. Oh, this is not best case scenario for MeomaikA, but pretty dang close to it.
Oh yeah, MeomaikA has the worker lead. He killed a queen, he killed off a couple of lings. He's looking beautiful right now. He got exactly what he wanted. I mean, what he wanted would have been maybe to end the game. But GogojOey is too good for that. And obviously GogojOey, the one advantage he has is he has a much faster ling speed, and we see he's already making a massive wave of lings.
He's got to go for that counterattack, and I mean, as you said, ling speed is not to be understated here in this matchup. MeomaikA did really well with his own ling harass. Oh, he's gunning for it, like he's gunning for that hatchery, and GogojOey's giving him a little bit of time here.
Oh god, exactly. That hatchery is so low. It's going to be difficult for MeomaikA to really end this, but MeomaikA could just die because he is droning up too much. 28, 29, about to be 30 drones from MeomaikA. He doesn't know that GogojOey has been backing up all these things, and now GogojOey's going for the counterattack.
And MeomaikA is well aware of the counterattack, but I fear that this is too late, especially on submarine. GogojOey doesn't even need ling speed, and he's already across the map. Exactly. Now that it's kicked in, and this could just be straight up RIP.
Oh god, he's trying to wall off the
MeomaikA does have some. He does not have enough time. He does have some queens though, which definitely help out. He's trying to drone drill as best he can. Really nice around for GogojOey, but not terrible position for MeomaikA either.
Wow. Look at all these queens for defensive transfuse.
He's just using so hard, like. How did MeomaikA hold this?
Wow.
He only lost 4. I was expecting MeomaikA to hold. I was not expecting him to hold this well.
Exactly, he only lost 7 workers. He's still ahead by over 10 compared to GogojOey. He defends beautifully without even ling speed. All he needs is queens. A couple of transfuses and a dream.
He didn't even lose a queen there.
Ay, ay, ay.
And just like that, the pendulum of momentum has just swung so far back into MeomaikA's favor. Feels like GogojOey is gonna go for round 2. He really needs to do more damage than he had, and he's well aware of that. He did not drone up whatsoever after defending.
Yeah, it took him a while there, and now there's a full wall off. Now we've got all these queens with all this transfuse. I was about to say MeomaikA still doesn't have ling speed. His roach run was a little bit late, but it is on the way, so he's going straight into those roaches. And at the moment, like, MeomaikA should be feeling absolutely fine. Like, there's no way for him to die right now.
He's laughing to himself. He's probably grinning ear to ear, like, I'm in such a good position this game, man.
Oh my god, it's absolutely insane what he's been able to do here. Sure, it'll take us some time for the roach count to be high enough to push out across the map, but as you said, GogojOey, he's so far behind in terms of the workers. Like, he's working on +1, which is great. Like, he can go toe-to-toe with roaches, but you need so many lings to get surrounds on roaches. You need so much larva as well. We'll see how hard GogojOey commits to this. We'll see if he even attempts to drone up. He's trying.
I feel like he needs a miracle here. He needs to go for a third brace and just pray that he's going to be able to buy enough time to make use of that third's production / economy, right? But it's a Hail Mary. MeomaikA is so far ahead, it's hard to see him losing this game unless he like straight up just move commands across the map with his army and just gets intercepted by GogojOey's lings.
Oh, this is maybe a mistake for MeomaikA. Like, the queens, they were out on the map. Oh, but the roaches are here regardless. So the queens don't even need to be at home. The march has begun.
So much forward. Make use of all these queens.
Exactly.
Just admiring the stride here.
Oh god, what did Jack call it? Jack called it like legs, the Karen morning power walk is what's happening right now. It's just
that's what it be. I mean, look at how much room those legs are moving. That's a straight up power walk. You're making quite a stretch.
Yeah.
I said that I said that GogojOey needed a third base and pray, but that's why you don't take advice from me.
The third base is here. GogojOey, he's down. He's praying right now. He's making a massive wave of links. +1 melee is done for GogojOey. So I would have said that maybe if he got us around on these queens, because they're so isolated, maybe he would have been able to kill them. But the queens, they're here. The roaches are not too far behind. He got a kill on the third, which is great and all. But can he survive the attack?
It's not looking very likely. I'm just looking at the army supply right now, Light. And I agree with what you said, you know, if GogojOey was able to pool his forces together and take out the isolated units like the queens and whatnot, might have been a bit of a different story here. I still think he would have been behind, but yeah, it is.
It's ready for this round.
I can't really describe what I'm looking at right now, like. It's just kind of sad.
Ideal scenario, MeomaikA pushes in, and in range of the queens and spines, he gets surrounded. We'll see what happens. Oh my god, he's being so patient though.
Oh, notice a bile.
Wow.
And that was the only bounce that MeomaikA had for the time being. He's gonna have to wait for those that cooldown to expire, but now he's dragging the queens forward, forcing that aggression. And MeomaikA almost bought into it, intercepting a couple of reinforcements, but again, the main army not too far behind here.
Yeah.
Aye.
And
Meo late. Here we get some Cranky for Oh No's in the chat right now. GogojOey going for his final stand here, his Alamo move, and he's doing the best he can here with his queens and his spine crawls, but in the end, not quite enough. That carapace and that +1 range really helping out MeomaikA. GG is called. And a bit of a familiar story here, Light. MeomaikA gonna be our first finalist. And I gotta tell you, MeomaikA was looking very impressive last year. He was the Grand Platypus himself. He was the most winningest player, but I feel like ever since being picked up by Intensity Esports, he's been evolving a lot of different aspects of his play.
Yeah, it's hard to pinpoint whether that's part of why he's been able to improve so much, or if it was an upward trend that he was already on. Again, like 2020 was such a good year for him. I should say the second half of 2020 was such a good year for MeomaikA, and we see like in 2021 he is not stopping. You know, he's just continuing on in that trend, doing so well, not just in our regional stuff, but like on the ladder, in ladder heroes as well. Like he's so good.